It's time for your weekly history lesson on yet another subject you don't need to know the history of. You ready? Let's go. Victoria's Secret wasn't started by a chick named Victoria. It was started by a guy named Roy in San Francisco, whose wife's name was... gay. I mean, I guess I can see how Victoria's Secret sounds a little better than Gay's Secret. Okay, you know what? I'll remove that last in because Gay's Secret, especially in San Fran in the 70s, was probably a smart name to avoid for your average shop owner. Believe it or not, the store was originally closer to a lion's den than the lingerie section of a department store. I'm only including this bit of information because it's no longer more akin to a lion's den than the lingerie section of a department store, and my disappointment knows no bounds, except for the bounds of Branson's. So sin. Now, Ron wasn't the spur of the moment guy. He didn't have the idea for the store, then immediately take action. In fact, it took 8 years of studying the lingerie market for him to get some loans and start the business. I feel like maybe Roy just told Gay he was studying the lingerie market, when in reality, he was just periodically jerking off to Playboy. And finally, Gay realized what was happening, so in order to preserve his marriage and social standing, he actually did go ahead and start Victoria's Secret. Roy marketed the business as a lingerie store where men would feel comfortable shopping for their wives. Because I guess department stores are a bad environment for those who are masculinely inclined. Despite this intention, he still called the place Victoria's Secret, after Queen Victoria, because of the connection to the Victorian era of clothing that he felt his product emulated. Because that's something that every man's man can appreciate. And no, I'm not assuming your gender. Stop asking. Anyway, the biz started in 1977, and despite increasing sales in the first couple years, Roy's idea of marketing, which boiled down to selling lingerie to men, just wasn't working. So he sold it to The Limited for $1 million. That's it. Fun fact, the Victoria's Secret fashion show, which we'll touch on more in just a minute, currently has an annual budget of about $20 million. So basically, Victoria's Secret is the Louisiana Purchase of lingerie. With Roy and his strange marketing schemes out of the way, The Limited, led by Les Wexner, totally revamped the store, focusing on selling to women instead of men, conforming to the social norms. What fucking casuals. When Victoria's Secret premiered the Miracle Bra, which is exactly what it sounds like, they were immediately challenged by the Wonder Bra, which was made by Sara Lee. You know, the corporation that brings you mediocre brownie mix. Yeah, apparently they forayed into boob support for a while, and they gave Victoria's Secret a run for their money. Sin, because a brownie making company shouldn't be able to produce a better bra than an exclusively lingerie store. One of Victoria's Secret's biggest breadwinners was their paper catalog, which served as a pseudo Playboy magazine in certain circles. Unfortunately, when the internet took off, the catalog started to become obsolete, ultimately being retired in 2016, meaning 13-year-old boys everywhere are out yet another source of good masturbatory material. Fuck you, Victoria's Secret. Fuck you. Now, that switch did not happen overnight. In fact, it took 3 years for them to get their website ready. 3 years. I know things are easier now than they were in 1995, but there's no rational reason for them to take 3 years to get a website in order. I guess losing man hours to masturbation is just part of the business. In 2000, a woman named Sharon Jester Turney, whose name I'm gonna leave on screen for a moment here so we can just observe it, because it's fucking horrible, who had previously been the CEO for e-commerce at Neiman Marcus, took over as the new chief executive of Victoria's Secret's e-commerce. She did this whole overhaul of the brand and got rid of whatever remained of the hooker aspect of the place and fancied it up, also known as getting rid of all of the good shit. That's probably all we really need for the history lesson now. Let's move on to the goodies, like controversies and cultural appropriation. There's the obvious problem of young girls being influenced by Victoria's Secret models to starve themselves. You know, because all models starve themselves and don't work insanely hard to be incredibly fit. Some girls were not only targeted by Victoria's Secret's ad campaigns, but used as child labor to gather the cotton used for garments in 2012. So basically, the lesser of two evils. There was this time in 2014 during the height of the body positivity movement where Victoria's Secret thought it would be a good idea to advertise for the perfect body. Seriously? You don't tell a girl that there is a perfect body unless you are saying that her body is that perfect body. That's dealing with women 101. What the fuck, guys? They did quickly respond to public outcry by changing the ad to say, a body for everybody. Somehow, I feel like that's worse. Also, all the girls in the ad were around a size 2. And you know what's even worse? The ad grammatically incorrect. Not all Victoria's Secret sins have to do with body image and the dilution of self-confidence in women worldwide. There have actually been several instances of, drumroll please, cultural appropriation. Yeah. In 2012, they had this collection called the Go East Collection. And no, in case you're wondering, it wasn't supported by your local East High football team. Instead, they encouraged women to indulge in touches of Eastern delight, meaning wear slutty kimonos and pretend geisha life is fun and games. Did anyone watch Memoirs of a Geisha? Anyone? And because Japan wasn't exotic enough, 2016 found the brand debuting Chinese cultural appropriating pieces at their fashion show, like this dragon wrapped around Elsa Hosk. I feel like more than anything, they're just getting way too close to real-life manga porn than government officials are comfortable with. At the same show, Carly Kloss, internationally known best friend of the internationally known ex-girlfriend of an internationally known member of a band put together by the internationally known largest purchaser of the plain V-neck tees, wore a Native American headdress. Let it be known that Carly was not Native American and was all too happy to have her walk be cut from the broadcast. When a model willingly gives up runway time, you know you done fucked up. Also, lingerie is a French word, and none of the current angels are French. How fucking dare you blend world cultures, Victoria's Secret? Culture is meant to exist in a vacuum, completely unadulterated by the people that exist in and around it. It's progressive. You fucks. There was also the time in 2009 where a bunch of Victoria's Secret underwear was shipped out containing formaldehyde. You know, what dead frogs are preserved with in science class. And a rather surprising twist of events, people got rashes. And they sued Victoria's Secret. Slightly more surprising, there's an actual thing called the Formaldehyde Council. Sin for bringing that fact to light. For 20 plus years, Victoria's Secret has been on the forefront of the push-up bra, saying more boob equals better boob. Until last summer, when they started heavily promoting bralettes, which, in case you're unfamiliar with the design, are dollies with straps. They do not push your boobs up. In fact, they make them seem smaller. Come on, Victoria's Secret, you're better than this. More boob does equal better boob. Or at least it equals more clicks on the thumbnail. Might be the worst wink I've ever done. I went like this, thumbnail. Woo! And to make matters worse, one of their ads read, "No padding is sexy now." Italicizing the now made many Twitterers very upset. Because you see, it implies that they weren't sexy before. But it also implies that larger chests aren't sexy now. So there's no winning. But you think I'm gonna give them a break? No. In what was apparently a daring move, they did a photo shoot in September of 2016 where women wore bralettes and lingerie juxtaposed with businessy outfits. The outcry of the mainstream, that millennials would see this photo shoot and think it's okay to gasp, wear lingerie in public. Good gracious golly gosh, Beeve. Can you imagine the uproar? Women walking around in skin-tight clothing as if nothing was out of the norm? That's never happened before. And finally, I know you guys are probably expecting me to say something about their YouTube channel because when I'm researching one of these episodes, I usually look there. But unfortunately, Victoria's Secret's YouTube presence is fucking boring. They don't have any saucy little videos. All they have are fucking Instagram posts mixed with commercials. Considering the raw material they have to work with, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.